Hello, my lovely audience. You all are welcome to this lovely channel, Astropenasia. I'm your friend, astrologer Shivam. Right? So, this is a live session for the general discussion that today the planet Moon, the planet of your emotions, mind, thinking process, happiness, and is also related to your mother. Right? Now, this planet has transited into the sign of Sagittarius and the nakshatra of Mula. Now, the sign of Sagittarius is about honesty, is about telling about your loyal side, and also when it is at the Gandanta position in the Mula nakshatra. Now, the nakshatra of Mula is ruled by goddess Nriti, and Mula is a very tough nakshatra to deal with at times, right? So you can feel that emotional swings going on in this time period, right? And the good news is that the Saturn has transited into its own air sign of Aquarius, right? Which will give lot of relief to the air sign people, right? That is sign of Gemini, Libra, and your good morning, good evening, right? All my lovely people, hello, right? God bless you all. And the sign of Aquarius, right? So it will give lot of relief to all these people, right? And another thing is that as I talk about the Gandanta position, when the moon is transiting from the fire sign to the water sign, from the water sign to the fire sign, these are very important junctures, right? When your mind is into the game of make it or break it. Today is the time when you have to affirm yourself positively. Today is the time when you have to pray to goddess Kali, right? Mahakali, right? In its Mahakali form, right? Today is the time when you have to show your courageous side, right? And another thing is today is a time when you have to do your investigations, research, right? And you have to be clear with your contractual agreements, right? Whatever you're doing it, do it deeply in this time period and with full honesty, right? Because the sign of Sagittarius is friendly to the moon, right? And Mercury and moon are together, so keep a check on your tongue, the words that you communicate, right? Use it as a tool to get your things done, right? Not as a tool for argument or any kind of struggles, right? And another thing is that now the Mercury has got direct into the sign of Sagittarius. It is a good news, and this will give lot of relief to the air sign people again, and also to the, I would say that also to the earth sign people, right? Because earth sign people might have been going through unwanted health issues in this time period, right? Like the upsetting of stomach, gastrointestinal issues, and even they are not able to do the things up to their potentials in this time period. So this is just a general discussion. So you can always contribute, you can always ask in these general discussions, right? And today is a bright day to affirm yourself positively. Hello Mayantri, hello Angelina, hello Rushel, hello Angelina, hello Cynthia, hello Spiritual Gangster, right? Hello, good morning. Mercury, yes, it is in Vedic astrology. The Mercury is in the sign of Sagittarius, real time placing in the sign of Sagittarius in Vedic astrology. And this Mercury will give lot of relief, especially, again, I talk about the earth sign people, right? So their finances will get better, they will get more direction in their profession, their mind will get lot of balance, right, in this time period. And again, for the water sign people, this is more of a time when you have to trust your intuition, when you have to trust your inner journey. And the transit of Saturn has just happened, right? From last 1 or 2 days, it will get more stable. Now, the Saturn, the planet of karma, hard work, labor, your infrastructure, all the long term projects, long term things are related to Saturn. Right now, the Saturn has entered the earth, the air sign of Aquarius. So this is more of a time when, technological revolutions will come. This is more of a time when innovation into the field of agriculture, agri products will come into play. This is a time when the humanitarian perspective will dominate the world. And yes, we are going to see a lot of humanitarian crises around the world, especially when the Jupiter and the Rahu, they will come together. That will be a very troublesome time. Somewhere I think around the April May month, right? So financial crippling of economies might happen around that time, right? And now today is more of a time when you have to affirm yourself positively, when you have to leave behind your fears, phobias, and anxieties. If you are having any kind of legal disputes, if you are having going through any kind of court case or any kind of struggle or tussle at your workplace, today is a good time to pray to Goddess Kali to overcome your fears, to overcome your struggles, to overcome your enemies. Simply, sorry, I'm not well, right? Simply taking 7 cloves, taking some camphor, burning some camphor, and putting 7 cloves on it and chanting the mantra of Goddess Kali. Simply chanting Om Kleem Kleem Kalike, Kleem Kleem Fat, right? This time you have to chant Kleem, not cream, right? Kleem, Kleem. Om Kleem Kleem Kalike, Kleem Kleem Fat. Kleem Kleem Kalike, Kleem Kleem Fat. 21 times, right? And all your fears and anxieties will go away. And in the older form, this energy is the goddess Dhumavati, one of the 10 Mahavidyas, right? Or the supreme powers, or the supreme knowledge powers, right? So we believe that the goddesses are in 10 big forms in the Vidyas, starting from the goddess Saraswati till goddess Mahakali. There are 5 aggressive goddesses, and 5 of them are the easier ones, or I would say that more loving ones, right? So these are the Mahavidyas, right? And in the modern form, you have to pray it to Goddess Kali, right? Simply in this time period. Fifth house in Gemini. No, Gemini sign is placing in the 5th house. It depends, Satya private, it depends on the placement of Mercury in your birth chart and the time period that you're going through. According to it, the remedies will be done, right? Because that means that the sign of Aquarius is in your Lagna, the rising house. We have to study the placement of Saturn, right? We have to study the whole birth chart. And in general, the remedy of Mercury can be communicating good with the people around you. Yes. And, for that, we have to, speaking related problem always, you have to, look at your 3rd house and your 2nd house, right? So the lord of it, that is the Mars and Jupiter, they will be placing troubled somewhere, right? So once we remedify them, then the whole story will work for you. And also the Mercury. So I'll give you a simple remedy. What you can do is Sati PVT, right? You can simply pray to Goddess Saraswati, which is the goddess of knowledge and goddess of speech, right? Simply chanting Om Aim, A-I-M Aim, Om Aim Saraswati Namaha, Om Aim Saraswati Namaha, Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. And you can also practice humming technique. Simply hum. This will bring in all your focus to your throat chakra. Right? I think Rahu is bad, Rahu rules. No, that's not the case, right? Rahu rules the head region. It does not specifically rules the throat, right? So if you talk about throat is ruled by the sign of Gemini, right? Naturally through the sign of Gemini and the 3rd house, right? So one has to study the third and the second house, right? So astrology is very deep, my friend, right? You cannot generalize it, right? Hello, Bombshell Brazil, right? Hello, all you lovely souls. So we were talking about the current transits of this happening, that today the moon is placing into the sign of Sagittarius, which is a friendly sign, into the nakshatra of Mula. Mula means getting back to your roots. Hello Radhika, getting back to your roots and connecting with your roots. It is a time to move towards your deeper self. It is a time to do deep research, whether it is spirituality, meditation, your profession. It is not a good time to bring up disputes or any kind of issues. And if you're going through any kind of disputes or issues, you can simply do the remedy which I have already told you, right? The remedy of praying to goddess Kali, right? And for others who are into Sikhism, they can chant Chandi Diwar, right? Simply. And secondly, so it is symbolized by the animal of crow, which also relates to our ancestors, right? Which also relates to the karmas of the past, right? So this is more of a time when you have to release all your past things, whether it is your memory or past, attachments or unwanted things, right? Because this nakshatra is ruled by Ketu, right? And we are in the first pada of this nakshatra, which is very, very intense, right? And the first pada is more, yes, then you have to study the fourth house, right? If you're feeling chest congestion, right? So simply you can chant this mantra, what I've told you, PVT, right? This will help you to release all your anxieties, and this will bring your mind under with a lot of alignment. Do this for 5-7 minutes for next 21 days, right? It will help you, right? Just be regular with it, right? Let the mantra, let the remedy do all the work for you, right? And simply release all your anxieties and align yourself towards progress, towards growth, and towards mindfulness, right? All these things will help you to align in the right direction. And as this year Rahu is placing in the sign of Aries, so definitely there will be a lot of aggressive disturbances around the world. There will be a lot of technological warfare kind of things, right? Because it's a sign of Aries, and Rahu denotes the technology, futuristic things, and people will depict more kind of a controlling behavior, right? They will depict more controlling behavior kind of a thing. And yes, when Rahu just entered the sign of Aries, because Rahu comes in a retrograde motion, it came from the sign of it came out of the sign of Pisces. No, it came from the sign of Taurus to the sign of Aries. There were a lot of ups and downs, and even right now it is creating a lot of anxious energy into people, restlessness, right? And when it will reach its Gandanta position, say about 25 degrees into the sign of Aries, it will create a lot of trouble around the world, imbalance, or thank you, Sati PVT. Thank you so much. I have a question. If Saturn 4th in the 7th Rashi and Moon is in the Capricorn, can you please tell me? Gyan, the thing is that this combination is very good, right? But it will definitely at times give you struggle with your professional life in the initial years, right? And even in the family life, because fourth house Moon, Saturn is considered exalted into the sign in the seventh sign of Libra, right? It's a kind of a Shash Yoga, right? And your moon is placing well into the seventh house, right? You have to keep a check and control on your emotions, right? So you have to manage your emotions well. And if you are facing issues in your family life, simply doing the remedies of moon, not the remedies of Saturn, do the remedies of moon, right? That will help you to overcome it. Simple remedies are praying to Lord Shiva, applying sandalwood paste on your third eye and your chest region, because the Saturn is placing in the on the chest region, right? And this will help you to release all the anxiety related to this planet. Hello Lucy, hello, right? All my lovely clients, my lovely followers are here, and it's so good to see all of them, right? So good to see all of them. So you can simply do this remedy, and it also depends on the nakshatra in which this combination is placing, right? The nakshatras and the padas of the nakshatras will decide that in what direction you will be moving in. Hello Samira, hello Neha, hello Ashwarya. So all the lovely souls are joining in, right? And today we are just having a general discussion because I have been unwell. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you so much. Well, yes. So in the Chitra Nakshatra, it will cause a lot of upheaval in your personal life at times. And though this is a good nakshatra to do something creative, to focus on either architecture or something creative, right? This will help you to grow in your life, right? Rest, it depends on the whole birth chart, that what your kundli or your birth chart is telling you, right? So okay, you can always book a reading with me, right? You can directly DM me, you can send me an email. But please, after booking a reading, please be patient with me. I take about at least 10 days to schedule the reading, right? Thank you, Samira. Thank you. I am getting better each day, right? Thank you so much for your warm wishes. And simply, you have to bring out positive utterances for today, right? Doing positive chantings, doing positive mantras, right? And leaving your toxic things behind and moving towards the truth is the guidance for the day. Can someone with Saturn Uranus in the 12th? What can someone with Saturn Uranus in? Okay, and in what sign hate 5 have it is placing, right? So generally, it would depend that where the Saturn has transited in your birth chart, right? What is your rising sign or the ascendant, the moon sign, and accordingly it will be looked upon, right? So Saturn in the 12th house makes a person very good teacher. Saturn in the 12th house gives very tough lessons to the person, right? And they are generally honest, helpful towards others, right? But they are the lone rangers. They love going through their journey of life by themselves, right? Because one has to study that what is the rising sign and in what sign the Saturn is placing, and accordingly I can tell you more about it, right? Hello, Nitesh brother. Hello, beautifully made. So, hello, Harjinder. Hello. Hello, Miss Brazil. Oh, good question. Good question. Right? See, Samrik, Saturn in the third house, how I can improve the relationship with my brother. I think that you are 90 born or 91 born, right? The way you have asked this question. Or I would say that it depends that whether it is retrograde or whether it is direct and in what sign it is placing. right? In what sign it is placing, that is very, very important. See, I got it right. So, for you, Samrika, it is important to have a sense of clarity with your brother, because Saturn loves creating distance and boundaries, right? Because it's a very distant planet, right? So it loves creating boundaries with that person, right? So at times giving you tough lessons, at times making you understand that, uh, it's a karmic cycle, I would say that. Be clear in your dealings and transaction with your brother, right? And show more of your warm side, right? That is more important. And for the younger brother, it also depends that where your Mars is placing, where your Mercury is placing, right? That can also create upheaval in your journey of life. Yes, Simi, this is what I was telling about. That since tomorrow the moon has been into the Gandanta position, it would have created a lot of mental anxiety, emotional anxiety, and restlessness for people around the world, right? Right. So give me a moment. Let me reply to my client. No, yes, no, no, no. It's a very generalization that Saturn can make people life worst, right? People have become abundantly rich because of well placed Saturn. Rahu and Saturn are the two planets that can give you wealth, like anything, falling money, right? So don't misjudge this thing. And Simi, I have already told it that today, even today, the moon is placing into the sign of, it has entered the fire sign of Sagittarius, which is more about telling your honest side, showing your loyal side, showing your faith. And it is in the nakshatra of Mula, which creates a lot of emotional disturbance. And it is a time when you have to stick to your roots. It is a time when you have to stick to your rightful emotions. It is a time when you have to do the mantras to get rid of troubles, legal troubles, or any kind of disputes in your life. Simply praying to Goddess Kali, right? This will help you to get rid of all your struggles. Well, if badly placed Saturn, it will not allow you to get into your profession. You will not easily get successful in your profession. Delays, struggles, it will make you impatient, right on top of it, right? And if you are able to deal with all the things, your Saturn will automatically get good, right? And you have to beware of iron and iron related things. Simply by serving old people or by helping old people, you can correct your Saturn. You can correct the afflictions related to your Saturn. Right? So these are the simple remedies which are going to work for each one of the people. And Saturn believes in humbleness. Till the time you do not get humble, grounded in your life, Saturn will not give you benefic effect, right? People with strong Saturn, they are millionaires, billionaires, but they are very grounded kind of people. They are very humble kind of people with their body language, right? And they are quite laborious. They will do one thing, again and again. Blacksmith, like a blacksmith hammering something, right? That's the job of Saturn, right? All the iron related professions are Saturn. Thank you. Beware of iron and iron related things. Scrap, right? This thing, the instruments or any kind of iron related profession, trade related to iron, shipping, or heavy things, heavy machinery, is all related to Saturn. Well, this combination where the Venus is placing along with Ketu and Saturn is very good for the spiritual journey of a person, right? They love getting engaged in meditation, learning about occult, no matter what sign it is, right? Because Venus gains the directional strength in that house, right? And even the K2 placing gives the liberation, right? Sense of liberation to the person, right? In the 12th house. So the initial years might be very struggleful, or they might feel very isolated. Only spirituality or meditation fulfills their heart, right? So by simply praying to Goddess Durga, they find their peace, right? By praying to Goddess Ganesha, their works are done. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, right? Another wonderful, lovely soul, my wonderful client, Jennifer, right? So their wishes. So the thing is, the struggles that they are experiencing in their life, they are resolved only and only by the means of meditation, when they get aligned with their selves, right? And this is a good combination to do deep research or to move to a different place than their birthplace, right? So but that way they can grow in life, right? It depends at how the moon is placing the lord of fourth house, the way it is placing, what is the rising sign and lord of it, right? Lot of factors, right? But this is the general theme what I have told you. And we have always learned that planet of fame is Sun or Venus, right? Sun is a planet which gives you abundant fame and recognition, right? And easy success. Easy success comes through Sun, and along with that, a lot of ego, right? But all the planets in themselves, they can make you famous in different aspects of life, right? For example, when the Saturn is placing in its exalted sign of Libra or in its own sign of Capricorn and your Aquarius, also one has to study the degrees of that planet in the 7th house, 10th house, or the 4th house, and even the 1st house, right? But in 1st house, it does create health troubles at times. So it forms the Shash Yoga or the Shashank Yoga, right? It gives an elongated fame. The person is a slow riser. They rise in life through their hard work, right? They are respected all over the world. They make heads of the corporations, or even as mayors of a place, right? Right? And you know and in that journey their fame sticks for long, because Saturn is slow moving planet, right? It will give results slowly with consistency. It when and it will, even the diseases that this planet gives is a disease, or a prolonged kind of a disease, right? So this is how you have to understand these planets. When the Mars is placing well in the birth chart, it forms Ruchak Yoga, right? Again, one of the Panch Mahapurush Yogas, right? The person has leadership qualities, they rise high in their life, they are go-getters, and they earn a lot of money through real estate, controlling people, or through, all the food related professions. Hello, Shubham. Hello. So this is how you understand these placements, right? So as I was discussing about these things, that today moon is placing in its friendly sign of, thank you, Cynthia, for your concern, right? I'll definitely have it. So moon is placing in its own sign of in its friendly sign of Sagittarius. It is more about to connect with your dharma, your duties, your loyalties, right? It is more of a time when you have to liberate yourself of the poisons of the past, right? It is a cleansing time. It is more of a time when you have to get back to your roots, right? Hello, Radna, namaste, namaste. When you have to get back to your roots, and we will be having the, I think, the new moon readings, right? In next 1 or 2 days, right? The live session on the new moon, right? And this new moon again will be very transitionary. So we had this last new moon and full moon into the nakshatra of Ardra, which is again a very destructive nakshatra, and into the nakshatra of Mula, the full moon, right? Another very sorry, the new moon was into the Mula nakshatra, that is the nakshatra what we have it today, and the full moon was into the nakshatra of Ardra, one ruled by the south node, the other ruled by the north node. So it won't be an easy year, right? One thing is for sure, right? And the other thing is that after destruction, new life will come out, right? So you do not have to resist the change in your life, right? The destruction of the old self is important for the rise and evocation of new things, right? New life won't spur without the destruction of the old self, right? And fear nothing in life, right? That is very important, right? Because nothing is permanent. Change is the only constant. You have to believe it, right? So people believing in the law of permanency, they are living in an illusion, right? What goes up has to come down. What is down will always go up, right? So you have to understand the cycles of life, right, through this journey. And well, yes. So it will make you at times very, very anxious. Head, Heb, five hut, or whatever the name is. So Saturn in the sign of Scorpio in the 12th house will at times keep you isolated, will at times make you feel anxious. But the sign of Sagittarius makes you very honest as a person. If the Jupiter is placing well in your birth chart, that will also make you very good with your behavior, with your dealing. I think that you are 88 born, right? Either 88 or 87 born, 1988 born, right? And for you, it is more about doing deep research into the things, whatever you are doing. Well, that's a lovely placement, right? Jupiter in the Aries sign. So simply, see, I was right, 88, 87 born, right? Birth charts going on in mind, right? Even if I'm not well, still they're going on in my mind. That's a lovely placement. So give push to your Jupiter by doing prayers and meditations, right? Because your Jupiter is placing well in your 5th house, right? At times it can create troubles related to progeny or the kids, right? And simply you have to pray to your ancestors, either lighting a lamp, adding some turmeric to that lamp and burning it on Thursday's night, right? This will help you to get rid of your afflictions. And whenever you are comfortable, do book a birth chart reading with me so that I can study your chart deeply and I can suggest you the direction in your life, the remedies which can be done, right? And how to move forward in life, right? That is more important, because birth chart is the blueprint of your life, right? What kind of professions suit you, what kind of mindset you have to keep in this time, right? all can be explained through the birth chart, and you can mold your things accordingly. You can change or get aligned with the universe in your direction accordingly, right? Jupiter in Aquarius is more about having a humanitarian approach to life, is more about aligning yourself with the social groups, helping people, helping the downtrodden section of the society, right? And also troubles with the partner, right? At times, right? So it depends that in what nakshatra it is placing and in what house it is placing, right? So you have to understand it by studying all the things. And most probably, if the Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius, you might be around 86 or 80, give me a moment. Let me see. Again, around the 86 or 87 born, right? So it is very good for studying sociology or social works, right? It is very good for it. So you are most probably 86 born, right? Right? Jupiter is debilitated in the sign of Capricorn. It will, yes, it will again, to study about it, to study, to understand deeply about it, always book your birth chart readings, right? Is Sun more? Oh yeah, oh yes. What a question, right? Sun more egoistic or Jupiter? Give me a moment. Let me tag my thing. Birth chart readings. Hello, Irisha. Hello. Right. So Sun is the planet. Sun is the source of all the energy and all the life. Sun is the king. Sun is the ruler. Because of Sun, all the other 9 planets are existing, right? Sun carries a sense of ego. Sun naturally rules the sign of Leo, which is about a royal throne, kingly behavior, right? And being courageous. And it naturally rules the 5th house. And Jupiter is the planet of optimism. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, growth, and prosperity. Jupiter also rules your financial system. Jupiter rules your protection in life or the divine intervention, right? Jupiter rules all the knowledge, right? So when the Sun is placed well in the birth chart, either in the 1st house or in the house of luck, or it is giving a good aspect, people are born into a well-to-do families, right? And that gives a sense of ego to them, right? Understand it very carefully, right? For Sun, it has to be in favorable signs and it has to be exalted or in favorable signs. Then it will give a sense of ego. When the Jupiter is placing malefic or is afflicted by Rahu, or it is placed afflicted and it is aspecting your lagna, your house of luck, then it will give you a false sense of ego. Then you will not respect your teachers, your elders, right? When the Sun is exalted, it says that I am the king, right? But when the Jupiter is right, the person becomes humble with their knowledge. And Jupiter does not like to speak much, right? Jupiter loves containing the things, right? Even when Jupiter is very, very strong in the birth chart, Jupiter is also related to fat accumulation in the body. Even in the so that is good, right? Even in the birth chart, but Sati PVT, it's in the wrong house. It's in the 7th house, right? King does not go out in the public, right? Understand it. So coming back to the topic, right? humanitarian works, right? Keep a check on your liver, right? Liver related issues. See, do not talk about isolated placements. Get your birth chart reading done. This is not even a, pin. It's like finding a pin in a whole haze, right? So otherwise, Jupiter in Aries in the sixth house is all about helping people, social work, supporting people, right? And is all about, and also health issues, right? And Sun in Capricorn, right? Again, you talked about your Jupiter in Capricorn in the ninth house, Sun in. Don't talk about isolated placements, right? One has to study the birth chart as a whole. So it will give you troubles related to success. Confidence at times will be a problem. Either you will be at times overly confident or underly confident, right? So you have to balance this thing out, right, through your journey, right? Through my experience, Sati PVT, right? Through my experience, right? So I have been doing this profession from last 18 years, right? So through my experience, I am able to understand about, and all with the blessings of God, definitely. And I think that now I'll take your leave, my lovely, lovely audience. Whenever you get a chance or whenever you are comfortable, do book a birth chart reading with me, right? And the readings will always give you a deep insight into your life, the way you are. Again, through the birth chart, the combinations in the birth chart, right? Even during the readings, I tell people that, whether it's a good combination to learn astrology, whether it is not, right? So you can understand through your birth chart. Look at the placements of Lagna, fifth house, ninth house, where their depositors are, what kind of nakshatras your planets are placing into. Because sometimes the placements can be very deceptive. It might seem that, Jupiter is in the house of luck. Sun is placing in the fifth house. It's such a well placement, right? All the planets are well placed. But when you study deeply in what sign they are placing, in what nakshatra they are placing, and in what padas of the nakshatra they are placing, then you are able to understand the things deeply, my friend, right? Then you understand it that, okay, there is the trouble or there is the good thing in your birth chart, right? Hello, Richa. Hello. Pleasure is all mine to see all you lovely audience. Hello, Nagma Shrestha. Right? So again, praying to your getting back to your roots, doing your positive affirmations in this time, and the new moon is the time to start your journey new and fresh, because sun and moon, they are coming together. That is the king and the queen coming together to decide for the future of you, right? And you can understand it this way, that sun is also the significator of soul and moon of the mind, meeting of soul and the mind to give you new direction in life, right? So in next 1 or 2 days, we are gonna have the new moon readings, and keep sharing my live session, my live video with your loved ones, right? And thank you so much. I am not well for now, right? And it's always a pleasure to talk to all you lovely souls, right? I love talking to all of you. God bless you. Have a lovely day. Bye bye. Thank you.